Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. I've got a 4 versus 4 for you today. Yeah, whatever. Jumping back into the big team games once again. Had a lot of 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2 recently, but this is back on the larger scaled maps and with more players, so hopefully this will be a good game and we'll get some excitement out of it. I'm going to go ahead and jump in, introduce the teams, and then we will go straight into the action. On the southern side, we have Kammer as UEF, Exterminator Hun as, that is Cybran. We've got Scarecrow as Seraphim, and Zamoka as Aeon. That is the full run of the factions, all 4 represented in a wide variety of colors. And on the northern side, we have Softly, the 2K player, the only 2K player that there is. This looks like the writing is slightly imbalanced towards the north. Vakisis as Cybran, an Aeon choice for Grey Noise Reborn, and last but certainly not least, the Red Wolf. And I think I may have actually spoken too soon. We have an 1100 and a 1200 on the northern team, so actually, yeah, overall balance I think leans towards the south, even though the northern team does have a 2K player. Alrighty then, northern team does not have a Seraphim, so other than that, all the factions are represented. Okay, let's go ahead and bump up the speed on this one, and we will see where the game takes us. I do love the pyramid. I have to say this is probably my favorite map to play on as a team game. If you can get a group of players that's decent and get them all in a position that they can pull off fairly well, this makes for epic games. You have awesome expansion opportunities to the sides. You have a slightly restricted amount of mass extractors in the home base. That's going to be a nice clean hit from the bomb on 2 power generators and some engineers. But that is a UEF T1 bomber, so as always, they are miserably inefficient and take multiple passes to kill anything. The only having 4 mass extractors in your home base does force you to expand outwards at a rather aggressive pace. And then there is a good amount of reclaiming spots all over the map. You've got your rocks in the front here, and then all of the trees sections have rocks in them. So you can do a lot on this map. Wide variety of tactics that do work. Lots of I was about to say Grey Noise. Lots of T1 bombers coming down from the north. We had one from Softly, and now we've got 2 from Grey Noise Reborn zipping around and popping those engineers up on the ledges. And then another one coming straight down the middle. I imagine that is going to kill... it's going to loop around and get killed off by Zamoka. That is an interesting name. I'm going to have a hard time remembering that one. Alright, Mantis slipping through the cracks for both sides. We've got some from Red Wolf slipping in on the left, and then Exterminator got some up through right here, but unfortunately he circled them back directly into the grips of an ACU, and they were summarily executed. Alright, Jester moving down from Vakisis. Kind of unusual to see strong air, or not even strong air, kind of unusual to see air from the side players like this. We've had T1 bombers and then a Jester accompanied by a couple of Tech 1 air units. So lots of air aggression. It is kind of unusual, but it did work. Vakisis is pretty much in control of the right side of the map. There's not much in the way of resistance over here. Scarecrow has a handful of units, but overall is kind of failing to stem the tide of the Mantis onslaught. Nice push on the left here. Looks like that expansion is actually going to take a fairly significant hit. And nope, unit circling back around. That is going to stall. And then the ACU is going to mow right into the center of this group of units here. Not enough to threaten the survival of the ACU, but that is going to be a lot of veterancy potential and mass dumped into the hands of Kammer. I keep wanting to say Kramer. I think my mind is slightly out of it today. Not entirely sure. Lots of Tech 1 in the center. Sometimes this turns into a fire base, but this is actually a fairly fluid battle. I love engagements like this where you have like a constant flow of units from both sides and 2 ACUs facing off. Got an attempt at getting a point defense down right there, but that is going to fail. And we've got a run by here from Vakisis. He was able to work his units around the ACU, and those are going to head back towards the base. Thankfully, his air player, Zamoka, is trying to get some Tech 2 gunships online. He is going to do a pretty good job of suppressing that run by. Overall, the Southern team is getting trampled. We've got them worked back into about a third of the map. The front has been broken. The right side has been bypassed several times and is now getting absolutely hammered by Tech 1 bombers. And then on the left, we're down to a fairly low amount of units. Cammer does have an upgraded commander, but it is only so much good versus that many land units. The Tech 2 gunships have now saved these players a couple of times on this. Zamoka is going to fall behind, though, at this rate, because Grey Noise Reborn is out-teching him. I would bet money that that is the RAS upgrade. He is going to hit Tech 3 air before Zamoka can really even think about it. So this is going to be a question of how good Zamoka is at maintaining... well, I shouldn't say maintaining. Preventing his teammates from being sniped. Alrighty. That's kind of an odd thing. If your air player plays towards the early game, if you push at that point and you do a good job of pressing your advantage, you can actually win early. But then if you fail to press the advantage, then your air player is far behind on eco late game and you end up pretty much screwed. Got a tack launcher right there, launching up, and away towards the other base. That is hitting eco, of course. Always want to slam as many Tech 2 mass extractors as you can, or in this case, a Tech 2 radar system. That is a reasonably decent target. Got a lot of Swift Winds online for Grey Noise Reborn. Not quite so many for Zamoka, but close. And Zamoka does have the gunship still, so that is a good thing going for him. But Grey Noise Reborn does have the first level of RAS. He is starting the second, the ARAS upgrade, reclaiming his power generators to get the mass to get a Strat Bomber on line. And now there is a Strat Bomber headed towards the southern side of the map. That is going to zip over towards Cammer's side. Have to see where it's headed. Nope, it is bombarding Exterminator's unit's going to go ahead and take those out before it does anything else. Zamoka is still ahead on Swiftwind production. There is going to be a brief, and I do mean brief, window here for Zamoka to actually deny that Strat Bomber. If he waits more than about 30 seconds, there's going to be enough ASF online to obliterate his tiny little Air Force, and then he won't be able to do anything about it. That Strat Bomber putting a hurting on these mass extractors, dropping a 2 or 3 of them, and it is finally going to get shot down by those Swift Winds. Swift Winds coming in to fight the ASF, and for now there are enough of them to maintain air control. That is actually kind of impressive. Down to 1 measly ASF in Grey Noise's pocket, and I don't think that's going to last long though, because Grey Noise just finished his ARAS, and that is going to mean full production going back down on air. Alright, southern side has seemed to recover somewhat. That is a lot of S's as well. And we've got some really hard fire coming in from these trebuchets down on this single poor little shield, which Scarecrow is currently assisting with his ACU in an attempt to keep it up. And seeing some gunships from both sides. I think Zamoka is finally... Nope, he is going to keep his gunships. He has managed to bring some ASF online. I'm actually very impressed with his play. Gunships are going to be given over to the mid player, so that is one less thing for him to micro, and he is going to take the offensive and dive into the other side's airspace to kill off a couple of transports and do a little damage to the Air Force. Oh, Tech 3 point defense creep over here. Softly is going to begin eating his way in to the side of the base over here. I'm very impressed with the ability of Zamoka to use an inferior amount of eco and units to pull very decent map control and, well, not map control, air control, and to pretty much deny any effort of Grey Noise Reborn to overwhelm the team with air. We had saving the teammates with the gunships and then killing off the Strat before it did too much damage. despite having an inferior tech level. And now we're seeing very good air control from this. Got another Strat Bomber coming out for Grey Noise Reborn. He is building ASF now. Not sure what the deal is with that one single strat. Perhaps it was in his repeating queue from earlier. But Zamoka, despite being far below Grey Noise Reborn in score and a bit below him in eco, he has actually got a much greater Air Force and is doing a much better job of it. Alright, Kammer is going to try to move forward to do something about this fire base that is slowly pushing forward from Softly, but he is going to get pushed back by those nasty Tech 3 point defense. This is actually going to start being a major problem, though, because Softly has built 6 TAC missiles. So that is going to greatly threaten the Southern team. They are in survival mode now. Not trebuchets. Are those demolishers? What are the UEF ones called? Demolishers! I am a good guesser. The Demolishers are now in firing range of the actual base of Kammer. And you can see he lost his Tech 3 HQ there. That is not pretty at all. And he's also lost most of his eco. He's sitting on 23 mass income, and Vakisis has gone down. That was Strat Bombers. I do apologize for missing that, people. I am so terribly sorry that that slipped my attention. But I do see the Strat Bombers that are left over from that run, and that was a pretty obvious kill because there is nothing else in the area. All right. Yes, so that is one player down on the Southern team. Softly is definitely the strongest player. He's still pushing Percivals, and Grey Noise Reborn is still ahead on mass. Zamoka is 158 and good on power. What is he building that is bringing him that far negative? It is a Galactic Colossus. That is going to give him a tool to finally start pushing back against the Northern team. And these amazing Lithomantis all the way in the back. That is a good run by there. Strat Bombers coming up for some runs on the northern side. Going to kill off some power generators and a Tech 3 mass extractor, but not the nuke and not the commander. There is a nuke online, and that is like 60% loaded. Alrighty. TAC missiles coming in and hammering down on the mass extractors. Southern players are hurting for eco right now. That barrage of TAC launchers from Softly is just brutal, doing tons of damage. And now we're going to see a clean miss. I think 1 or 2 TAC missiles actually hit the GC, and the GC is marching forward into the grips of Percivals and Tech 3 point defense. So I'm not sure how long that GC is going to last, but he's going to go after the commander. I think that was a bad idea. He's going to focus in on Softly and kill him. Will the GC survive? I don't know. Tech 3 point defense is going to be alive for a few minutes. There we go. Surviving with 9,000 health. Softly is down. Holy kashmolies. I was thinking about stopping this cast because I thought that the Southern team was getting hammered and just rolled. But they actually came back with that one clean snipe here. And then being able to get that Galactic Colossus online and move north and kill Softly. Now it is 4 versus 2. The nuke is loaded. And there is not a nuke defense on the southern side. So the question is, can that nuke be landed precisely enough? Oh, he's dead centering it on the air player's base. If he kills Zamoka, he has SMD. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Oh, it's not loaded. Oh, crap. That is going to hurt. ACU's tangled in engineers, can't get to the transport, and Zamoka is dead. That means his Galactic Colossus is now useless. It is 3 versus 2, starting to swing back again, and what's critical is that the Southern team lost its air player. No ASF, nothing online for air denial. The Southern team is going to have to start building SAMs aggressively. And the other problem is the air player was carrying his team on power. So now we're seeing some power stalls from different guys. This Megalith was building rather quickly, but now that's going to have to be stalled out a little bit. You can see the engineers paused here while they build some more power. All right. Reclaim going on in the middle. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Grey Noise has actually reclaimed 44,000. That is an amazing number for this setup where he is. Scarecrow, not quite so much. Exterminator, 25k, 7k for Kemmer, and the Red Wolf with 13k. So the Northern team has definitely reclaimed far more than the Southern team did. Zamoka is 7,000. All right, Strat Bomber coming south. Will it kill anything important? I think not. Buzzing around. Some Tech 1 mech's going to move back up towards the north. Hit a Tech 2 Mass Extractor with storage and some engineers. Get a good solid kill there. Move up towards the north. We've got another kill on Mass Extractors. And heading back downwards again. Going to hit the radar. And another Mass Extractor. Southern team is gradually losing their eco yet again. The Megalith is almost online and just barely in time because we have a Galactic Colossus moving down from the Northern team. Another Strat Bomber coming in to try to land a hit, but the shield is going to protect from that Strat Bomb. Nothing done in the way of real harm. All right. Tech 1 point defense trying to be built over here, but that is going to easily be swamped by the swarm of Tech 2 units from the Red Wolf. That is quite a few rhinos and a whole lot of vipers. I know vipers are not really, they don't fire on mobile units, but when you have that many of them, the blanket fire is brutal. Scarecrow is going to go down to the GC. And the Megalith is taking the long way around to get to that thing. He needs to walk up to the cliff edge or back this direction. That Megalith needs to lay down as much damage as it possibly can on the GC. Apparently it is outside of radar. Nope, it is inside vision radius. But it is just not being used effectively. Megalith is going to lose about a third of its health before it even starts firing on the GC. That is not good at all. Damage going down on the commander on the southern side. Kemmer is taking a lot of fire from the Tech 2, but he is going to manage to kill that thing. And then a mutual KO for the T4s down here. That should have never, ever happened. The Megalith should have had the GC, hands down, no contest, but just some bad walking patterns led to an early demise. Now that is something you've got to remember, that you can fire off the edges of this cliff. You do not necessarily need to walk all the way around with a unit as long ranged as the Megalith. You do not want to waste your range advantage or the opportunity to begin firing ASAP. Point defense coming online to try and save those engineers. Tech 2 transport coming in with the EMP blast. I don't know how many people know that, but the Tech 2 transport for Cybran does have an EMP weapon. It only does like 1 DPS or something like that. I don't remember exactly. It may be more, but it is not much. But it does have an EMP effect. It is small, but it is there. So Cybran Tech 2 transports kind of have an ace up their sleeve. When you drop the units, you can pick one of the nastiest units, target it with the Tech 2 transport, and it will stay stunned for a reasonably decent amount of time and give your units an upper hand after the drop. Got a group of Tech 2 units. Again, another group coming down from the Red Wolf. I would advise him to do something besides build Tech 2, and he has. There's the Monkey Lord. Tech 2 at this point in the game is going to be drastically underpowered because we have large groups of Tech 3 fielded by both teams, as well as T4s online. We've got 2 Monkey Lords coming in. They're going to meet in the middle. I predict to win for the Southern team unless we see another brilliant bungle of execution, because this monkey is vetted and this monkey is not. Regardless of the handful of Tech 2 units that are there, that monkey will win. But no, there's Restorers. So that is an incorrect prediction. this Monkey Lord is going to lose, and lose badly, due to the swarm of Restorers is coming in there. It's only going to take about half the health off the Monkey Lord from the northern team, and there is another GC online for them as well. Let's check in on Mr. Nuke here. He is 90% done, and then we have so much air production coming in because Grey Noise Reborn has secured the center base as well, and the right base. Actually, he's secured 4 out of the 5 slots on this. This was a 4v4 on the 5v5 map. So, tons of production, tons of build, tons of eco to use his build power with, and that equals lots of T3 units in the base, lots of T3 units in the air, and overall just stomping the Southern team. I thought they were going to bring it back, but it appears that was not the case. Kamer is diving into the cover of his mobile shields. He is going to keep running. There's Harbingers on him, quickly shedding his health, and he is going to go down. Nuclear fire of oblivion carries him away into the void, and then the Harbies bear down on Exterminator Hun, who is going to bravely come back and begin overcharging the enemy Harbingers. But there's the nuke. Is there a nuke defense? I think not, unless I'm drastically missing something, and I did the last time around, so I wouldn't put that past me. But here comes the nuke, and there is nothing to stop it. Kablooey goes the base. There is nothing left for Exterminator Hun to fall back on. He has a bunch of Tech 1 engineers and 13 mass income. That is about it. Alright, matter of waiting for death to come. There was another Monkey Lord headed up that way, but it is going to go down to the Restorers. And the Restorers and GC, I'm sure, are inevitably going to begin their march onto his doorstep, and that will end in death for Exterminator Hun. Neither one. It looks like Strat Bombers are going to get the win. We've got 3 direct hits on Exterminator. That's going to take him down to 12,000 health. Restorers coming in to clean up the mess. It's going to be a race to the finish for which unit kills him. Strat Bombers not quite doing it. Going to be down to 44,000. 19, and just before the Strat Bomber makes it over, the Restorers will take that kill. Alright, that was a little bit of back and forth. Great game. Great comeback attempt from the Southern team. I really thought they were going to clinch it on that one. If it hadn't been for that nuke taking out the air player, that would have been a totally different story. Very well done on the Southern team's part to get that GC rolling, despite having their Eco Tac missiled multiple times, killing softly with that one, able to snipe the left-hand player that left him with an opportunity to re-expand out into the map, snag some reclaim, get some mass extractors, and get some more units online. It just sucks that they were about a minute late on getting that nuke defense up. If that would have been loaded, they would have had that game in spades. Alright, congrats to Grey Noise Reborn and the Red Wolf for being the last one standing. That is going to wrap up this game, end this cast, and my night. So I will bid you farewell, and I hope you'll join me in the next cast. See ya!